One second real quick. Maybe Warren's there, but we are going to have to wait and see. But as you said, I think it's agreeable, right? Maybe not a champion because honestly, Ekadar has played it so well. 3-1-1 is going to be so damaging. Flash utilized. Ekadar, though, with that shield, is going to be able to bounce back the threat. The extra HP means a 1v2 still goes in favor of Ekadar.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was actually expecting Ekadar to just turn on some Levi right there. Claude doesn't have much health or mana either, and I don't think they have enough damage to kill this Mordekaiser, and this is before the Riftmaker is complete. Now, Opax dodging one, flashing second.
Clean play right there. And finally, for the first time, St. Young visiting that bot side. With the burn of that flash, it should give precedence over. And as you said, you wanted to see that use early. Claude is going to try and walk away. And this is just Augustana being able to lay down the pressure, as you said, and as we had seen in game number 2. We want to see Augustana be a bit more proactive, be a bit more on the nose about what they want to do. And it's working. They collect first dragon, second one is going to be Ocean, and that might be nice to have. Levi is still dancing on that top side and losing out so heavily.
Well, I said I would like to see Claude left on an island, but Butler Gray say no, and I don't know if that's the right call right now. Look at all the resources they're throwing topside, and Augustana get free dragon, and St. Young is just going to full clear this bot side away from Levi as well, because why not? You knew that the Kayn was up there, and part of this is also coming from Claude. You do not get to forge your items in the middle of a lane against a Mordekaiser who's so far up on you, who just got buffed this last patch with additional movement speed. He can run you down. So Butler, you know, really feel like they're going towards that late game side of things. Yes, the bot and mid are incredibly far ahead, and so for Augustana now, the question is, what are you going to do? Because your top lane's ahead, your jungle is leading, but you're losing out your lanes here. And I want to see them go back to that bot side. St. Young finally went down there for the first time. I want to see more, and I want to see Tornado going down there as well. Brute force this bot side.
And for Tornado, it's also the point of, I actually want to get value for my roams. This has been twice now that Tornado has actually left lane and not really gotten anything out of it except the CS discrepancy, right? We're taking a look now. This is probably the larger one we've seen. It's about a 20 CS difference. Tornado is finally starting to get some help and starting to get a little bit of value out. NECC is going to do a 2-inch flash and immediately get Cataclysm on, but the turnaround is going to be enough. It's a trade of 1-for-1, but this might be the challenge out. Levi is going to now ult inside St. Young, use that Humble Trespass, and that is able to grant enough of a difference of HP. St. Young gets nothing as Levi gets the glory in the bot lane. Carthago wins out in a 1v1. And just like that, Butler Gray shut down the hopes of a perfect early game.
And it's that bot side hero blow that we were talking about for Augustana that's bleeding out quite a bit here. And that mid-side fight was so close. That's where Butler kind of shows off their mechanics here, their hands check, and Levi. I'm still shocked that he actually managed to get out alive on that particular play. This Karma pickup from Opax just looking so comfortable, so good, knowing exactly how much to shield, how to keep the teammates alive.
Done so well, and now Carthago is actually going to go back, most likely pick up that Manamine and just be an absolute menace in the bot lane. Levi, for all the fighting that happened top, I guess it did bring value. Now in the Ross form at only about 12 minutes, so it's a very nice one to have. Is going to go for a bit tankier build to give a stronger front line. Package is down though as Neckington and Levi are going to look. Last time they did this, they got collapsed on and got destroyed. 3v2. Neckington Jr. though able to almost turn it around. The burn might be enough. St. Young has to bring the shield and is out. It's now a 2v2 with a breakneck fight. Levi is ready to try and turn it around, but the rockets from Neckington mean this isn't a team fight. It's a hunt. Tornado under the tower. Trishon Barrage goes across the field. Isn't really going to catch anyone. It's two low health members trying to quickly clear the wave. In goes the knockup. They catch one. Claude might be the sacrifice. And it is so. A 1-for-2 value meal for Butler Gray as they now take advantage and full control of the top side as well.
Yeah, and it went so long. Opax actually had time to roam up from that bot lane all the way to top side. Yeah, I did not expect it to go that way. Ekadar was so strong on the top side, and Claude was so low on health that it should have been an easy Augustana win. But that package is just so strong, and Neckington is doing this before the Mura mana is complete. Did Neckington overstay, though?
Neckington absolutely overstayed here. That was that was a little bit of a slap in the face by St. Young going, you know what, you won the fight, but don't get ahead of yourself just yet.
Yeah, and because they didn't go for that Herald immediately, they took so long. Carthago has had to 1v2 for the last almost 2 minutes here, or 1.5 minutes, and is probably going to lose turret for it.
Ooh, yes, they will. Surprisingly enough, first tower should
way.
go. No!
No way!
Carthago! That was an immense amount of poke. We were so in disbelief because we didn't expect that Carthago could outpoke them. Agastazi and SWR could not finish off the tower. It lives with a singular bit of HP. And now top lane for Butler Gray is going to be their challenge. A knock up, a little bit of a punch, and a drag back to try and save Ekadar's life. This top lane falls for first tower. Butler Gray take an immense gold lead forward.
But topside turret does not grant any plates. We have post 14 all back.
Oh, that is a rude awakening as Opax says, hey, your jungle isn't even yours. They will pay as the buff transfer is completed, but in one of the most disrespectful ways I've seen.
Yeah, and okay, there's been a lot of discussion about Baron fueling up at the critical moments, but that doesn't happen for blue buff there. That was just misfired, unfortunately, in the panic of the moment. Buff transfer is complete, but that's still experience denied away. Augustana, though, able to answer back with the dragon, and so they're stacking that for now, but it's not the same as Game 2 Orbital, where we did see the first 2 dragons go Augustana's way, because Augustana are down 4,500 gold right now, and the 2 carries of the Corki, the Ezreal, which are already so hard to lock down already, are just going to get worse as the game goes on.
I feel like Carthago is already at that point that he's an absolute menace on the map. 5-0-2, getting ready to go ahead and complete that man immune. Only 60 more ticks, and then it's fully completed. This game went from close to excessively out of reach, it feels like. Augustana, they played, and I give them credit for this again. They played to the win condition that they set up in the draft, right? They played towards the top lane, were able to get so much value out of Ekadar, but it fell so quickly, it felt like, right? Like, it fell apart so quickly, and because of that early game invade, bot lane got out of hand as well. Right now, Augustana, in damage control duty, have one shining light. They were able to collect 2 early dragons, so for the next couple that spawn, it is not going to be too much of a problem to give those up. The heal coming out at the perfect time. Agastazi gets almost sniped, but that's both summoners out from the ADC.
Yeah, and they're still pressuring onto this mid lane there. Look at SWR! Oh my goodness! Sure, you're not dying, but you're losing turrets. You can't defend this whatsoever here, and that was just Neckington. For the most part, in a 1v3, breaking ankles and cracking skulls here, and now that they're actually setting up with the Karma and Ezreal as well, Augustana kind of have to pull the trigger. You can't sit and wait for sieges. You've got to just go for all-in fights over and over and over again, and that was why I was saying it comes down to how well can they execute the Wombo combo.
We're definitely going to give it a shot here. Carthago getting the short end of the straw here. There is used, but the knock-up onto that J4 is going to stall everything out. 5 members charging into 3, and they cannot catch a single one. Levi's going to dance right in the middle into the Humble Trespass, trying to get that taunt down. Another double knockup into the horn. That's going to be the bullet time crashing across 3, but look how little damage they do. That was a full chunk of the combo, and they get nothing. They take 1 life, and that is it. They take a second, but lose 3. That is Opax trailing in, but the triple kill goes Ekadar's way. In the middle of that battle, the man of metal himself moves to 6-2-1, and if there is a Superman to come back from the barrage of Kryptonite, it's him, Mordekaiser in the mid lane.
I mean, you say Superman, but I'm thinking Iron Man, right? Covered in steel. Yeah,
I missed out on my chance. I will see y'all later.
Ekadar is trying to hold this entire team into it the best he can here. And in that team fight match, do it. But the problem is, how many more times can you do that? How much more poke can you take? He can't actually reach Cathargo here. And that was a 4v5. Neckington's fine. Neckington's fine.
Yeah.
He shouldn't die against an Nautilus there. He took way too much damage. But
He took 3 tower shots, by the way. I just want to point that out. All right, back to what we were saying.
that is on SWR for playing that CC chain incredibly well. Oh, this he might die against the Galleon.
Don't know where they are, but it's going to be a potential trade. Agastazi, no flash, no heal. is going to be able to get away. Again, Claude and Opex don't exactly make the best rundown squad.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem now that Augustana are having here. Now, like we're saying, it was a 4-for-3 trade, but it was actually a 4v5 to start off with. So the fact that Butler are coming out ahead in those kill trades when they have less people is a bit of a problem. But for Augustana, when you're behind, if you can trade even, it's worth it. And even though they didn't quite trade even, they didn't lose anything off the back end for it. So I think they're going to be okay with that trade. They just need to execute a little bit cleaner, but that was in the turret and it still didn't work. Outside of turret, well, this might be an opportunity.
This might be a chance. Again, the collapse is coming in. Who can SWR find? And just like that, the combination power of this squad of Butler Gray is starting to rear its head. The consistent way to get out, and then Nekington coming in with the pressure. Look at the barrage. The artillery is powerful. The turnaround chance actually leads to Augustasi's death. Long way from home, from a screen away. Claude snipes out the ADC. St. Young gonna try and turn it around, but you walk right into your death, and Butler Gray make it look like a shooting gallery there. What a display of aggression.
I just want to highlight at this point, Orbital, the first rocket that came out of Nekington in that fight. It hit, okay, 10% damage. It wasn't that impressive. And then the Mirror Mana completed on that rocket. And the next one he launched hit for 20%. That was instant spike in damage. And now Augustana are in trouble here. Because the Ezreal, because the core got accelerated, they're coming online a little bit sooner than you would have expected. And up to now, we've not seen the Cataclysm Bullet Time combo here. Now, Ekadar getting rooted up and TP's coming down.
This is going to be a problem. Ekadar flashing out. Fortunately, you're still in harm's way. That is going to be the Realm of Death called in. You're drawing Claude, but this ain't the same Claude from early game. Or is it? Or is it? No, it's not. Carthago, you have ruined the perfect duel. Ekadar screams at you enraged from the Realm of Death.
Hey man, the money out of the Realm of Death there, it's no longer a duel anymore. And under turret just getting run down here. Great Cataclysm. Levi's tanking though, and they don't have to worry. Even bot side here. I don't care that Claude's there. That's a 1v2. Claude is basically dead, and he cannot even walk into this right here. SWR holding this kind of?
Oh, no, that was a bait. Claude decided to bait it out perfectly and nets Nekington his 5th kill of the game. Good guy, Claude, being a team player.
Okay, fine. I guess Claude counts as a champion. Was able to bait out with his life. Really well played. Good communications between the teams there. And they get those two inner turrets. They're going to fall back onto this dragon, and things are just snowballing out of control here, Orbital, for Augustana. They're down 11,000 or 10,500 gold. Normally, I'd say when you're in this sort of situation, your backs are up against the wall, you've got a team fight comp, you have to keep team fighting. You don't have a choice, even when you're behind. But 10k gold just feels really, really rough. Look at that. Tornado's dying to package.
Nekington, oh my god, to get away! Nekington teleported in, packaged directly up, and said, bet, run me that fight. It took 2.
Oh my god, that's absolutely brutal to watch happen right there. Literal line in the sand here now. This is a little bit over ambitious, and Levi's not even in the area for Butler here. You can't afford to do that. Ekadar is still a threat. The issue is Ekadar can't reach the threats here. But when you're something like the Karma, like the Ornn here, that's when Ekadar actually has a chance to turn this. And if you're the Ezreal stuck in the pit, that too is a problem.
There's going to be that chance. However, you have to also keep in mind there's an open inhibitor in this game. Butler Gray allowed the way to push out into the enemy Nexus. It was very close to starting to get some chip damage down, so just on the Vikings were not able to take a heavy chance. Blood was on the long range beauty, and he's not going to be brought into the realm of death. Now it's a true 1v1. As Ekadar wins that one out, a little bit of the compositional difference means that Nekington Jr. is going to try and fire back. It's at least 2 dead. What more can they get? They can't get any more as Levi, Carthago, and Nekington, the realm of artillery fire, is here. As Augustana Vikings have to peel away and can't do much more.
Yeah, now Nekington's just zoning them out 1v4 here. This Corki, 3 items completed right now. A full item up on his counterpart, Tornado there. An item and a half up on Augustasi here. is just an absolute threat. TP coming in from Ekadar to dissuade this Baron here. But that's yet another TP down on the game. And for Butler, they can just look to reset. And this time, maybe try and actually 5-man the Baron?
They might. Neckington instead wants to find a window shopping on St. Young. Neckington Jr. has consistently given us such an amazing performance on this Corki. We were a little bit worried about the J4, but the J4 still did the job. This time the Corki is starting to steal some of the limelight of Carthago. Over the wall, you take a chance with the Phosphorus Bomb.
I'd like to highlight, no, I was not worried for the J4 because I did not think they had vision on the J4 recalling there. But like you said, Neckington took a chance and it paid off. Why not? It's just some matter, right? And now Ekadar is getting chunked by Neckington right now. This is an absolute issue, a problem that they cannot deal with. Even if they had vision, which they didn't, they still can't come through. And now Butler have everything they need. They've got the gold lead, they've got the scaling, they've got the items, and now they've got Baron to boot.
Powerhouse plays so far. Butler Gray have yielded results. 9-0-7, 700 gold bounty on Carthago. 2-2-12, 200 on Levi the Goat. 8-3-9, Neckington is currently sitting with 300. Claude starting to get ready to upgrade some of those items for the team, and when those do upgrade, it's going to be a painful reminder to Augustana Vikings that right now they're playing for their series life. In goes the last ditch effort. It's a good wombo combo. It's a great one even. Can they actually get it down? It landed on everyone, but they get no kills. It looks so good, but the damage wasn't there. Cleanup duty on aisle 8 as that will be Butler Gray taking the ace. Carthago lives through 3 tower shots as Neckington teleports into the base. It's done in 3, and it's done in the finals as Butler Gray take the series and are your NECC Emergence champs.
First seed throughout the entire regular season. Got a bye in the quarterfinals here, Orbital, and Butler Gray dropped 1 series, all split long. And it wasn't here. It wasn't the playoffs. It wasn't the finals. Congratulations to them. So incredibly well played. And you love to see it as well on a team where everybody had their pop-off moments. Butler Claude got his game 1 with that Kled, even with his game 2 where his Mundo went where it pleased. Levi constantly just applying pressure everywhere on all the different champions here. Just controlling a lot of that early game. Neckington and Carthago, we were singing their praises this game 3, but they were the carries throughout this series, and Opax, the Karma pick, man. Not a single ban for that Karma, I think really came back to bite Augustana there.
It did, and I give credit to that fact, right? We saw so many different focuses from Augustana. They tried so hard, but it really did cause problems, and we give credit where credit is due. In the mid lane as well, Neckington did not get any help that game 3. I want to point that out. Was left on a complete island, did not really get any ganks, and ended up just straight up going beast mode at the end. There is a term that we use for teams and players that really, really like to get CS leads, and there is a term that I've not seen in quite some time, or had to use in quite some time, called a flame horizon. It is when your when a player gets flame horizon, it is 100 CS over your opponent. Not even close. Not even close. However, this is one of those moments where I was scared of that. Neckington was that far ahead in the CS department that it looked like it was going to spiral out of control. That is what was scary about the squad, and they rightly deserve this win. Taking a look overall, I got to ask your opinion, RMC. Between all 3 games, was there someone that you felt stood out as a clear MVP? Someone that stood out far and wide between, or was everyone on Butler Gray just that good?
Oh, MVP is a tough one here. I'd actually say it's almost everybody across Butler Gray, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be somebody from the bot lane, Carthago or Opax, both of them. Absolutely stunning, consistent performances across all 3 series. I think Neckington probably had the most MVP moments, like highlight real worthy moments, but Carthago and Opax really incredibly consistent.
I will 100% agree with that, and I always love pushing that question onto my co-caster because it's easier. I don't have to deal with it. No. Agreed, though. Butler Gray, phenomenal play, and I see a little glint in your eyes. What did you see, RMC?
We just got sent the post-game stats, and Orbital, Neckington did play Horizon to Nito there. 248 CS to 139. So pulled out the Flame Horizon by 9 CS. And just to highlight this as well, Neckington not only Flame Horizon Tanito, he Flame Horizoned almost everybody in the game here. 159 CS.
And welcome back, everyone. We are here with the ever so lovely jungler of Butler Gray, one of the leading members, and I believe a captain, or maybe not captain, but we'll see. You'll explain that to me later, of course. But one of the star players of the Butler Gray squad that just became champions a few moments ago, Levi, the GOAT, respectively. How you doing, and how does it feel to be a champion?
I'm doing well, and thank you for that. But first, I want to say congrats to Augustina for getting to the finals. It's respectable, and you got something to be proud of. But no, I'm really excited about winning these games. They felt good. We played well. Our team played well. And we had a bunch of players play throughout this NECC league, so I couldn't be more proud of everyone who played and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and Levi actually, no, that's just this Orbital, because Orbital, you see that Levi's your jungler, but we, when we were, getting set up here, Levi kind of mentioned that not only is he the captain of the team, but he's also not necessarily their jungler for the team. Levi, would you like to explain that a little bit here?
Yeah, okay. So, like I said, we have a bunch of players, 10-man, and technically our captain goes by the name of Mojo Romo, but he's really busy, so I kind of stepped into that role. But yeah, so I've been playing jungle because we really don't have very many junglers, and I'm the best mid laner on the team, so it sucks to not be able to play mid. Like, Isaac's great. NECC Jr. is his name. He's great, but I'm the best mid laner on the team. I'm not even going to play my role.
I'd just like to point out that you almost got Flame Horizoned by the second best mid on your team.
I think did he not have more? I think he had 100 more CS than me. Oh, okay, he was close.
He was short. I think like 9 CS or something.
9 away. Yeah. I mean, he's phenomenal. Phenomenal. But I got to throw a little trash talk into him.
For sure. And I mean, you know what? It's best when you can trash talk when the other person's like already well and truly ahead, right? And you're all buddies and friends. So glad to see that. And during this series, Butler was overwhelming, it felt like, at pretty much all stages of the game. Except in game 2, where Augustana, had a really strong start and looked like they were ahead for part of the game. So you guys don't see total gold. Was there ever a moment in that series where
not really, just because of our comp. I mean, no, it looks really bad, but you're 3 winning lanes with Fiddle. I think I had like a 30 CS lead, 2 levels on Sejuani at one point, and we have Jinx into 3 melee. It just felt like, yeah, we were losing behind because like lanes were playing poorly and like solo deaths and stuff, but it felt really impossible as the game went on for them to play into Mundo, Fiddle, Jinx, Karma. And I think Karma's the most broken champ of the game, and they left him up every time. So that felt good for us too. It just felt like we were losing behind, but we had CS leads. So in the long term, it felt like we were still going to win.
For sure, strong mentals, and it definitely came through. I mean, we did see towards the end there, Carthago just untouchable, and even you on the fiddlesticks, your Crowstorm started really hitting hard towards the end there. Turret dive under mid lane inhibitor comes to mind, especially there. But now that y'all have won it all here, Levi, where do you go from here? What comes next? Are you guys looking at the summer split for NECC? You're looking at CLAW? Like what's the game plan here?
I know CLAW's already over. Well, at least like you can't qualify anymore, but for next year. But for us, I know that there's a nationals for NECC that we'll try our hand at with our best 5 players. We might do the summer split, but we got the Big East in the fall and in the spring next year. And with that, we're gonna have to find new players to replace some of our best players like Mojo Romo. It's going to be hard to find someone to replace him. I don't actually think Voltade played in the NECC, but he played for the Big East, and he'll be hard to replace. But yeah, so that's going to be what we're doing looking forward, trying to replace those guys. And we'll probably play in the spring, I assume. And we'll see, though. Definitely nationals, though. Definitely nationals.
Of course. I mean, such a strong lineup here, but right now we are focused on you being the champs, the crowned kings of NECC Emergence here in your division. I think that was something to really talk about here. And of course, because of that, we have a special treat. We have the commissioner of NECC coming in here, Mr. Jacob Van Ryn, to speak with you a little bit here. So it's been fun on the desk, but we'll pass it over to him.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Levi, Jacob here. I just wanted to say congratulations to you. Obviously awesome to watch. And I got to say selfishly, I've seen the pictures of what's going on there at Butler. You got to tell me a little bit about what you guys are building out there because it looks pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, by the way, for being here and for the congratulations. But yeah, Butler, we're building like this insane esports park, I think is what they're going to call it. It's going to have like a lounge, food area, 20 plus PCs. It's insane. Like, I'm super excited for it.
It looks awesome. Hey, I sort of buried the lead. We're gonna get you one of these, obviously, out there as soon as possible.
Let's go.
Get you the shirts, get you everything. You talked about it already. We can't wait to see you guys compete in nationals. You know, we've loved working with your group, a bunch of teams. You talked about it earlier. It's awesome to work with your community. We're really proud of the relationship. But tonight, awesome to watch you compete. You guys were outstanding from start to finish. Well deserved, and we look forward to watching you in about a month or so in nationals and see what you
Yes,
can make a
sir.
run at there.
Thank you, and that'll look good in the new esports park too, right there at the
That's
front.
right. That's right. Hey, man, congratulations. We appreciate it. Great to watch you. We look forward to watching you in the future, obviously. That's going to do it for this stream, obviously. Tomorrow night, or actually, I should say tomorrow afternoon, as we turn our attention to the weekend, Valorant takes center stage on Saturday. Get things underway there. So, on behalf of everyone that made this broadcast possible, Brian, the commissioner of the NECC, thank you for tuning in. A great night. Butler caps it off in fine fashion with a victory. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the NECC streams.